Adopters of 5G say it will propose ultra-fast protection, speedier information downloads, and be capable to knob millions more than protection rather than 4G portable networks can manage in present. One use for 5G is personality driving cars, but will they vary requirement it? The telecoms production envisions independent cars furnished in hundreds of sensors collecting and reception data all at one day above a web. It telephone call the conception car to everything, V2X. To reach the car as necessary to discover curtain dots and escape collisions in human beings, animals, or some vehicles on the way. As the car drives, its sensors will choose up data on, one day the data is collected, each and at-board machine will do an instantaneous judgment, or the information could be shipped in the puff to be machined, and later a judgment would be shipped behind to the car. Think a script wherever car A is traveling downward a railway at 80 mph abruptly, car B pulls out in front line of car A. To escape and crash, the sensors on both of cars would requirement to say to every sum. As a outcome, car A would brake pedal, and car B would rate up, in procedure to escape a clash. We requirement a web support the, and 5G is how web. UK domestic map agent artillery examination agrees, while U selector alighting on, it turns on once. How's which U requirement in independent cars, if thing happens, the car as necessary to halt once. How's why the top rate 5G signals are require. But he's not fair on the car himself. Technique company Ericsson says how in the occasion of a main calamity, or harsh traffic jam about a soccer arena, authorities could email instantaneous alerts to independent cars, precautionary them to use option means of communication instead of. Ericsson has carried out tests in Stockholm, Sweden in car producer Volvo and lorry manufacturer Scania, with a resist terrorism script whereby police force were capable to turn off a stolen associated lorry or hinder it of incoming specific geo-fenced locations. U.S. mechanical engineering organization SAE World has set out 6 categories of automate for cars. Study company Gartner expects Standard 3 and Standard 4 persons independent vehicles to start emerging in deceased 2018 in really little numbers, and by 2025, it expects how down there will be more than rather than 600,000 independent vehicles on the roads world. Artillery examination says independent vehicles are probable in 5G, but initially, they will just be capable to run in a so-mapped geographical region, such as a tightly inhabited town. The by the government agent is House, a comprehensive 3D map of the UK how visualizes all constant fixtures love buildings, road signs and bridges, as so as interim objects love Yuletide decorations, cranes and suspended blossom baskets, all of that could influence the force of the 5G alarm a car receives as it drives by. In procedure for independent cars to at once communicate to the portable web, current 4G portable mustache on buildings will not be quite, down there will requirement to be lot of less millimeter wavelength mustache, arranged 200-300 meter separately of every sum. To each one portable basis plant we include present, thou'll perhaps requirement 60 or 70 mm wavelength transmitters and receivers, explains Richard Woodling, a operating advisor in the artillery examination. It is hardly how completely autonomous cars will be probable for a length period to go, but Wade is hoping to start a standard 4-persons car in 2021. To the late, Wade is map the roads and environmental in Miami. It has advanced modeling software program to try to forecast all probable situations how a car might discover himself in, so how it can remove dangerous outcomes. But Mr. Woodling is skeptical how an independent car in a town will be prepared so quickly. I don't see it event in my life expectancy, he says. Down there's no way you could put how in London and say we're prepared for everyone to include an independent car, we're a length way off of how. Several human beings in the production claim how personality driving cars don't requirement 5 guadagnies. With the car production is already manufacturing associated cars present how use 4G to accessing weather and way updates, 5G critics say it can go on to use 4G, along in Wi-Fi protocols. Personality driving cars include to be fully secure and safe out of portable scope, and if the is probable, later why do they requirement portable scope at all, says Professor William Webb, a advisor and writer of the volume The 5G Mythology, while site detached of fact. I accept vehicle-to-vehicle communication would be reasonable and increase security, but how communicating is accessible now during Wi-Fi protocols or for Guadagnies to vehicle communication you don't requirement a web, the cars communicate immediately to every some. Enrico Salvatori, CEO of Qualcomm Europe, whose chipsets are already utilized by 33 car makers world, firmly disagrees in Professor Webb. It is necessary to be capable to communicate to any range, close or distant. Wade says how it sits sometime in the medium of these two sides of the reason. We were previous adopters of the Wi-Fi minutes since it was the just technique accessible at the period, explains Wade's execution CEO for Associated Carplate and Food Don Stewart. We do trust how a portable attitude to car communication is a superior option rather than Wi-Fi. Study company Gartner agrees 5G will include an effect on personality driving cars, but down there's a capture. 5G will really be significant to the growth and use of independent vehicles, in two essential caveats: the web must really be 5G, and the car must really be independent, Gartner analysis will con. No one of these seem to be potential in the close period.